Hey, it's Grady at Twin Creek Audio, back in the studio today to talk about another one of my favorite pieces of gear, the ART TCS Twin Compressor System. I've already made a video about the ART TCS before here on the channel. I'll put a link to the older video at the end of this one, but a piece of gear doesn't become one of my favorite pieces of gear until I've had it and used it for a while. So in this case, the ART TCS Twin Compressor System has become one of my favorite pieces of gear, and so I bought another one. This time it came in the original box. The original box, which is really cool. I really like getting things in the original box. I mean, they don't make the TCS anymore, and I have one of them, so I bought another one with the original box. Of course, for this video, we're going to test the TCS again on some different sources. Drums, probably kick drum, snare drum, overall drum kit, and a mix. But first, I'm going to go and show you a 360-degree view of the box, professionally stacked inside the rolly chair so I could spin it around for the camera. Then we're going to take it out of the original box. So it's like an unboxing video, even though it's not a new thing. It just is really cool that it came in the box. Sorry, I keep saying that. This is the ART, Applied Research and Technology, TCS, or Twin Compressor System. This is the original box, and it's packed with all the original materials in the box, even though obviously this isn't brand new. The original box has a little bit of wear and tear on it. Now let's open this thing up. And we have the original user's guide for the ART TCS Twin Compressor System. Warranty card. Still got the tape on it. It's not even been opened. We have a standard line cord to power, and the TCS itself, still with the original packaging. And the original plastic. So, yeah, this one's two channels with balanced and unbalanced inputs, separate detector loop patch point. Wow, this one's in great condition, guys. This is in excellent condition here. So for these demonstrations, I'm going to film the TCS. In this case, it's going to be the bottom rack unit because I have two of these in the rack now. So the bottom unit is the one I'm adjusting, and I have it linked in stereo. And so I'm basically just sending one thing at a time through the TCS with the stereo link on. And I'm going to turn the controls and bypass the compressor with several different sources. So we're using the bottom TCS, and let's just start out with the kick drum. And let's turn the tube circuit back off now, and let's switch to the snare drum. Now I have noticed, since I've been using one of these compressors, these TCSs, for a while, that the manual mode on the VCA side is a much more aggressive type of compression. So I'm going to play the snare drum again with this turn to manual. So I like it on snare drum, especially in the manual mode on the VCA side here. VCA manual, I like that a lot. You've got a decent amount of control over the attack and release, and it just sounds really good. It has a little bit of that smack of something like a DBX, but it's much cleaner. Just because I want to, I'm going to set it to the manual mode for the opto side and run the snare drum through that. And just to see what the optical compression in the TCS by itself sounds like on a snare drum. Well, just as I expected, you can't get the release to be fast as the VCA side, but it sounds good. The attack also is not as fast overall, but the attack on a snare drum actually works pretty well. Unfortunately, I don't have time to test every single sound and every single part of the drum kit or anything through this compressor, but just want to give you a good overview of what this thing can do and how good it actually sounds. And I actually like the tube circuit. I mean, I don't know exactly what it's doing. It's subtly enhancing the sound, and it makes it a little bit louder. I especially like the tube circuit on the snare drum. I'm going to set this to the OPL mix preset here and run the entire drum set, all the drum mics, through this thing in stereo. Set all these back to the center. Start at about a 3-to-1 ratio. Start with the threshold in the center. Not really using the enhancer circuit here, or whatever this is, expander. I'm not using this part of this at all. There's really no need to. Just using the compressor on this. So this is going to be drums. All the drum mics with this in the OPL mix preset. That's the optical compression followed by the VCA compression. And again, we set all these straight up and down and see what we get. Now I'm going to run an entire mix through the bottom TCS. So I have the TCS on the master bus. I'm going to set this to VCA mix mode, starting back with everything in the center. I'm actually going to decrease the ratio to about 2:1. Threshold, attack, and release all in the center to start out with. And we're going to have a whole mix running through this. Now the top unit is going to be our two vocal tracks, the lead vocal over here and the background vocal over here. And those are both set to the V3 Voicing OPL vocal preset, and they're adjusted accordingly. Here we've got the release, attack and release a little bit faster, ratio 3:1, threshold is set 2 clicks left of center, 1 click left of center on the backing vocal. The attack is a little faster and the release is a little longer. The ratio is slightly higher on this side. And I have the tube circuit engaged on both the lead vocal and the backing vocal. If you want to hear the vocal soloed through this ART TCS, you can check out some of the most recent mixing videos, specifically the Sweet By and By video or Those Lovely Days.
You said this world just needs more highs to balance out all these goodbyes. And if it wasn't for these past years painting circles around my eyes, all the same, all the same.
So I'm a pretty big fan of this TCS, but no, it's not a sponsored video. My dual limiter video was not a sponsored video either. I usually make videos about mostly used equipment and things like, in this case, they don't make this anymore. So of course it's not a sponsored video. This product came out in 2003 and I don't think they made it, but for 2, 3, 4 years, I'm not sure about that. If anybody knows how long the TCS was actually manufactured, leave a comment. It's just such a cool compressor and I love things like that. I'm glad to have 2 of those because the one I had, I was using it on all kinds of things. In fact, if you check a lot of my mixing videos here on the channel, you'll see the TCS, the original one that I had, you'll see that in use in a lot of different situations, mostly on vocals, but still, I used it on vocals on the entire Homespun Centaurs Threve album that just came out. Incidentally, today's song that I used for this demonstration is from the Homespun Centaurs Threve album. So I'll put a link to the Homespun Centaurs Threve album in the video description as well. You may want to check that out. That has the ART TCS on all the vocal tracks on the entire album. Well, it's always fun talking about one of my favorite pieces of gear, something that I've used and gotten the hang of using, I guess you could say. And today was no exception. I really do like the ART TCS Twin Compressor System. I think it's a very useful piece of gear. I really appreciate everyone watching. Thanks so much to all the new subscribers out there. Make sure to check out all the links in the video description. There are links to the last ART TCS video, as well as links to the ART dual limiter video that I made not too long ago. Also, there are a lot of links that go to help support this channel, like music and production work that I've been a part of. So make sure to check all of that out, as well as liking this video and subscribing to the Twin Creek Audio YouTube channel if you have not done so already. I appreciate everyone watching. I hope that you all have an excellent day, night, evening, weekend, weekday, hour, minute, second, nanosecond, whatever it is you're having. Have a good one. Thanks so much for watching.